What is up, everybody? What's going on? I'll wait a little bit for people to come in. How's everybody doing? Whoever's in the chat, say if you're there. Hit like, subscribe, all those good things, all the good stuff. How we doing out there? How are we doing? Let me know in the comments. Let me know. We're crushing it over here, having a good old time. We're going to get right to it in about 1 minute here. I bet you're all wondering what the under the microscope means. So let's get on in here. Who is out there today? Come on in, you guys. Come on in. Let's get it. Come on in, y'all. Come on in. I'm going to get started in about 1 minute here because I need to get right to it. Why delay, right? Why delay? A good get down to business talk here. Well, not really get down to business, but get down to good health here. Alrighty. So today I want to talk about getting under the microscope, right? So I think a lot of people are we're so used to looking into other people's lives, obviously because of social media and, just everything. You get a text message, anything. So you're always looking at other people and what they're doing in their life, right? So, which is totally fine. It's obviously normal with the day and age that we live in. However, I think that with going into other people's lives and with going into and like basically comparing and contrasting yourself to who you're following, people don't really understand that you're also that's a surrounding, right? You're surrounding yourself with people who are constantly judging themselves or who are constantly trying to, compare themselves to everybody else or trying to make themselves look like they've got it all together when maybe they don't, right? Or they have the perfect relationship when maybe they don't. I can tell you on a couple of hands, like a lot of people that on a couple of hands, I have two, but on two hands, I could tell you how many people are very, they put out there what they want people to see, but in reality, what's going on is that they're not doing any inside work. So under the microscope for me is really taking some accountability for yourself, right? So as opposed to saying, oh, like I'm playing victim, right? Oh, I've tried everything to lose weight. I've tried everything to get out of debt. I've tried everything I've eaten all the right things. Let's just put it this way. They're all excuses, right? And because in my opinion, again, I used to be 300 pounds. I have, family history of heart disease and all these things. And guys, let me tell you something right now. And this is no dig to anybody, but and this is just being honest, my dad passed away when I was 25 years old. I used to be 300 pounds. We have a lot of history with like dieting and body image issues in the family. And that's no dig towards anybody. It's just a fact, right? So I really was thinking about this as I've had clients all week. And if anybody needs my website, it's honoryourhealth.life. Contact me if you want to work. Go to the contact page and just click submit your first name, last name, all that good stuff with a message, and I'll get right back to you. But my point in saying that is that everyone thinks that, oh, I'm here and there's no way out. There's no way I'm going to be able to get to X, Y, and Z. And it's because you're playing a little bit of the victim card. You have nobody to keep you right? Like when you don't have anybody challenging you, and I mean this in like a sense of you need someone to kick you in the butt. You need someone to tell you, hey, take action. You need someone to tell you, and sometimes it's hard. I can tell you this whole week, at least every client that I've had to kind of say, you're not doing something right because you wouldn't be gaining weight, or you wouldn't be here, or you are surrounding yourself with somebody who's not good for you, right? So this started with a message on glyphosate with a client, or two clients that I had this week. And, I always hear people saying things like, ow, my knees hurt, or ow, my hip hurts, or ow, this hurts. Guys, pain is not supposed to be normal. And I think that over the years, we've sort of normalized this idea of having pain. And I'm pretty direct with where I think pain comes from. It's your lifestyle. It's your lifestyle. It's things you eat. It's your environment. All of our environment is crap right now, and I don't see any way of changing it. And we have to, and that's like sort of victim-y, but like there's a lot of things that have to happen to get where we really truly should be. So what I mean when I say that is that there's so many toxic things that you're constantly taking in, that if you're not defending yourself and defending your immune system constantly, you're not doing enough work. And I don't mean to scare you, but it is one of those things where, like, when people are like, being healthy is expensive. Sure, it is, absolutely. But being sick is more expensive. Like, your hospital bills, when you go to any hospital or see any doctor, are, you might not be paying it out of pocket, but you're paying it in the insurance, right? So you're still paying all that money at some point, right? And you're paying it typically, and you're getting sicker. So I'm of the thought of, I'll spend a little bit more of my own money up front and not be a victim, and look at myself. Because again, when you take ownership for your own health and your own life and your own finances, everything, because that's all your own, you are your own savior, so to speak, right? So when you start to own up to your stuff and realize that you can't blame anybody but yourself, you can't blame your mom, you can't blame your dad, you can't blame your sister, you can't blame your friend. Start to take responsibility for this stuff, right? So it's interesting that we are so involved in other people's lives, and yet when it comes to our own life, we're almost a little bit like, oh, that's hard, or oh, I'm scared to do that, or what have you. When someone is like me, like, I'm very honest and straightforward with all of my clients. Like, I'll tell you, if I know the answer, I'll tell you, right? I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. I get nothing from that. I get fulfillment from helping you and making you feel good, and getting through and making breakthroughs, right? So it really comes down to, for me, to bestow upon you is, look at yourself under a microscope. Look at every choice you're making. Look at every person that you hang around. Look at every ingredient that you are ingesting, right? And this goes not only food, this is cleaning supplies. This is what you're putting on your face, your makeup, your toothbrush, your toothpaste, all of that stuff, you guys. Like, all of this stuff matters. And if you're not asking questions constantly, you're not doing enough. I hate to tell you that, but you're not doing enough. And as much as I'm giving you love here, I'm also kind of giving you like a fire hopefully under your butt, because you really, like, when you go to the grocery store and you look at most cereals, for example, which is the worst food in the world for you, if I might just put that out there. Stop eating cereal. But most people don't know that most of these like foods in the aisles are full of a chemical, or not a chemical called glyphosate, Roundup, weed killer, right? That gets into your body. It's foreign, and it literally gets into your bones, your tissues, all that stuff, and it creates mayhem. So, and it causes your body, your immune system, to go haywire, and then you wonder why you're not in defense of illness, right? Or of any things coming into the body, virus. Well, that's another story for another day. But we all need to start looking at ourselves and looking at the choices that we make on a daily basis. That could be what time you go to bed. It could mean the kind of water you're drinking. I said kind of water, not water, right? You can't just, I will tell you right now, stop drinking tap water. It's not healthy for you. What you're watching on the TV, on your phone, on your computer, all these things add up, and you're putting all these things onto your body. But remember, that's all consumption. When you just think of food as consuming, you're not doing enough. Okay, you really have to think about your literally everything. We have gotten into a culture of consuming, right? Of material, right? When you are just consuming all the time, you have no time to sit and rest and go, oh, maybe I should look at that ingredient, or maybe I should look at, or ask a question, or I don't know. There's so many things out there. And it's so interesting to me because I think everyone wants to think that they're just right all the time, or that, oh, this person would never do that to me. Well, that's kind of naive. I think you should constantly be asking questions. I constantly ask clients all the time, like, do you have any questions for me? Because it's important. I want people to be educated. I want people to know, because when you get educated, what do you feel? You feel power. You feel good. You feel empowered to go out and do things and to live a life of success and to thrive. We should be thriving. And I feel like so many people anymore nowadays that I see, most of my clients are doing really well, but in general, when I see like the common population, most people aren't thriving. They look very miserable. They look unhappy, which is troubling, right? I don't want any of you watching, I don't want you to be miserable. I want you to be excited, exuberant about life. I want you to feel good. I want you to have the knowledge to go forward in life and know, oh, that's right. Matt told me to like look at that nutrition label, or oh, that's right. Matt said it wasn't that big of a, stop over exercising, or stop overdoing it, or stop overthinking it, or stop living in fear. Like all these, again, it's all these things, like we don't even going down to on a microscopic level are our thoughts. When you constantly think that you're not good enough, guess what? You're not going to be good enough. When you have self-control and discipline to tell your mind, I'm great, I'm really confident, not in a cocky way, just in a humbling, self-confident way, that you're good, you've got it, right? It's funny because I do myofascial therapy in my office, and it's so interesting that people who actually want to go through with myofascial and who do come in for myofascial, almost all of them see the greatest results, because myofascial is opening the body, right? You're releasing trauma from the webbing around your body, every inch of your body. So, and I think all people need it, because it's allowing you to open everything up. It's allowing you to release past traumas and past pains that you've put on and that your body has taken on over decades, depending on how young you are, right? Because I don't think about old. You're not old. We're all young here. So I will just say, I think it's really important to me that you all know that there are people out there. And again, if you have a question, please visit the website and contact. It's not even about training, or it's not about coming to see me, but if you have a question, I'm here to help. And nothing brings me more joy than to bestow information to you. So if I can help you in any way, please, don't be afraid to reach out. But going back to feeling like you're under a microscope is because you are. Your body is so intelligent. You are a smart individual. Do you ever feel those moments of like, you might be working out, or you might be just like playing with your kids or your grandson or your niece or your nephew, or just out with friends, and you're like, oh, that hurts, that's painful. That is your body trying to tell you something. And it's your body trying to give you a hint to like prevent injury. Like that's what's so interesting about what I know about the body, is that if you listen carefully and intently, your body has been telling you things for years, your whole life. but you've just kind of like brushed it off because everyone told you to, or someone told you, oh, don't worry about that. It's probably just nerves. It might be nerves, but it also might be that your body is just like out of alignment in a lot of different ways, spiritually, physically, emotionally. Like there might be a lot of things happening to you in that moment. So, or in life, that your body is just taking the burden constantly, you know? So I would just challenge you to really look at every facet of your life, what you're eating, what you're putting on your body, like the soap that you're putting on your body. Look at things that who are you surrounded by? Who are you, there's so many facets to living a good life that I feel like people are just a little complacent with. And it's because you might be a little afraid to live a life of success, which is fair. Most people are. But I'm here to tell you that you deserve to live that kind of a life. You deserve to have happiness and you deserve to live successful lives. And I want that for you. So start looking at your life in a microscopic level. I know the temptation of looking at somebody else's life is there. I totally get that. I've done the same thing. I still do every now and then, but I've controlled my brain to go, yeah, I don't need that, right? That's not serving me in any way if I'm comparing. If it's something that's educating me, that's something different. If somebody is like giving me a good bit of information or giving me knowledge that is going to help me go forward, I'm totally about it. Hey, Vilu, I'm totally about that. However, what I'm not about is if you're going to be listening to somebody or you're surrounding yourself with someone you think is good, but that someone doesn't make you feel right, like heart to heart, soul to soul, isn't making you feel, wow, like every time I leave this person, they make me feel amazing, and they make me feel like I want to create. They make me feel like I want to, I'm getting chills all over my body right now. They make me feel like I want to just get out there and serve the people and live, and then they're not doing it for you. So if I can suggest something for you, again, that's like a microscopic level. You don't think so, but what I'm telling you is that one person who is pulling you down on a cellular level, it's doing way worse than that. So don't think for 1 second that, oh, they have my best interest, like they're fine, it's not a big deal. They're not fine. It's like food. It's like, would you continue to eat something that you know isn't making you feel good, but everyone's told you that this works. This works. Would you keep doing it? Would you? High probability that you probably wouldn't. So why would you do that with people? Why would you do that with business? If you let's even say like you're running a business, right? And a client makes you feel, and I'm not speaking off of my own basis, I'm speaking to you, right? A client makes you feel unsettled, or a client makes you feel like really challenges you. I'm not saying not to stick through it, but sometimes when somebody is making you feel that uncomfortable, the best thing to do isn't to keep going and suffering through it. It's to say, hey, listen, this is a relationship, right? I want the best for you, just like I would hope you would want the best for me, right? There's a way to do it respectfully so that you're not, and this is again, microscopic, because this is communication. This is, I appreciate you. I have no hard feelings. However, going forward, I just don't think this is the right relationship to continue where I need to go. And also, I don't think this is the right relationship for you because you question me at every second of every day. That's not the right relationship for you. You want someone who's going to challenge you, but you can challenge back. You want someone who's going to lift you up when you're down. You want people who are going to be totally like in tune with where you're at and where you're going, and vice versa. I feel like I love when people say this stuff too, right? This is my favorite. When someone says to me, aren't you competing against another business? No. Why would I compete against somebody else? If it's not a hello, come on, Vilo, come through. That's it. If it's not a hell yes, it's a hell no. And that comes, listen, and y'all make me laugh because all this like dating stuff, right? Like we're always dating. Always. Like it's always, you're dating clients, you're dating your family, you're dating friends, everything is you're dating. You're constantly dating. And if you don't think so, think about that for a moment, right? You are constantly dating. And if it's not a hell yes, like Vilu said, it's a hell no. Okay? Straight up. This is ridiculous. Where was I going with that? Shit. So, if you are in business with somebody and you don't think a relationship is going the way that you would enjoy, like that would lift you and keep your business flourishing and keep your life flourishing. And don't get me wrong, not every day is gonna be perfect. However, you guys, never ever should you have to suffer through anything, in my opinion. There's moments, there's seasons of suffering, there's seasons of pain, all that stuff, yada, 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 right? But if you have to endure that for like 8 years, this is like, it's like when somebody is like, oh, I'm in a marriage, it's fine, but we're not on the same page, and or a relationship, we're not on the same page, and we are, we always get in fights. It's kind of abusive, but like we're used to it. I would be like, meow, meow, meow. No. And if you're dealing with that for years, y'all, look at yourself and be honest with yourself. That is not helping you on any level, microscopically, right? On a cellular level, that is putting your whole body in disarray because you're constantly under attack. You're constantly like, right? Constant. It's constant. You need to look at every aspect of your life. It's no joke. No joke. Okay, like it's for real. Like even this thing right here, it's great. But the problem with it is people don't have boundaries. They don't set boundaries. They don't know how to have self-control around the things that are controlling them. Ooh, come on. They don't know how to have control around the things that are controlling them. Tell me who said that to you. Who has said that to you? Nobody. That's right. Come on now. Y'all don't have control over the things that are controlling you. Your food is controlling you. Your mind is controlling you. Your car is controlling you. People are controlling you. Are you done? Are you done? Because I'm done, but I need to know if you're done. Because if you're done, then you can move forward. And you and I can work together. And you and I can do this thing together. But if you are being controlled by this, by this, all of it, it's ridiculous. And you need to say enough is enough. And this is where it's like the victim stuff comes in and oh, but I'm afraid. Stop being afraid. What are you afraid of? And I think that, you know what I really think about fear? Hold, please. I'm getting hot. Whew. You know what I really think about fear? This is what I think about fear. I think fear is your lack, and yes, I said it's your lack of doing the hard thing. I always tell people this, right? When you're afraid of something, like I'm gonna be real. I was terrified to do lives. Why? Oh, I don't know. I didn't know what I was gonna say. I didn't know if I was like worthy of it. Bull. I'm having the time of my life right now. Literally, like there was like a good 15-minute moment where nobody was on. That's okay. I can still talk. I'm still here, right? People need to get past their fear, and almost always it's a fear of two things to me: not being loved and being judged. Those are the two big ones, at least in my opinion, right? Not being loved and being judged. And that was it for me, right? So, what are you afraid of? Put it in the comments. What are you afraid of right now, right here? What are you afraid of? Are you afraid of making money? Are you afraid of not living up to your potential? Are you afraid of not providing for your family? Are you afraid of dying? Are you afraid, which is going to happen, just get it through your head. Sorry, I don't mean to sound morbid, but it's gonna happen. You tell me, what are you afraid of? I feel like when you can accept that you're in fear, you've already halfway won the battle. Now you just got to go towards the fear. Now you got to do the hard thing. You got to do what's hard, right? I wrote an article the other day that said do hard things first, and it's because again, and it all lies in with going on the microscopic level and going down deep, right? All this stuff is digging. It's digging, and you have to dig. You have to do the work. You have to do the work. If you don't do the work, you're going to project your work onto somebody else. If you don't do the work, you're going to be very sensitive, which I'm over, by the way. You're going to be very, very sensitive to everybody around you. And you will run the result of not having friends because you are just so sensitive that you don't know how to laugh. You don't know how to have a good time. You don't know how to let go. You don't know how to do anything, really. Like you can't even make a decision because you're so, oh, I'm afraid that somebody's gonna, what? You guys, it comes down to microscopic work. It comes down to being okay with who you are. Are you okay with who you are? Do you still have work to do? I still have work to do. I love who I am, but I know I've got work to do, right? So the more you can own your fear, the more you can own what you've done in your past, where you're going, all of that. The more you can do that, the more successful you'll be. Okay? So stop living in this state of, I'm afraid. That's threat. Your body is constantly under this threat space. What's there to threat about? Nothing. Just listen, you need to, again, I'm going to say this one last time. Start reflecting on your own life. Go deep. Look at everything that you're doing. And I know this might be like, I don't have time for that. Well, if you don't have time to do that, you're never going to go where you want to go. You're never going to be who you want to be because you're not doing the work that's required to get there. If you just want things to happen, I mean, they might, and that's awesome. Or you can do the hard work of, who am I? Where do I want to go? What am I afraid of? Who's in my life? What am I eating? Do I feel pain? Is there somebody that I can go to help me get through some of this stuff, to help me get stronger mentally, to help me get stronger physically, to help me to open me up? Are there things out there that can push me forward? Because there are. You just can't be afraid of it. You cannot be afraid of possibly failing, because you possibly might, right? You might fail, and that's okay, because when you do fail, which we all do, I have, right? When you fail, you succeed because you're learning, right? So again, all of this stuff is under a microscope. If you're not looking at something and going, oh, I got to take that out. And guess what? I said this to a client this week. It's easier to put things in than it is to take things out. It's real hard to go, oh, that piece of that chocolate that I was eating, that candy that I was eating, I've been eating that for 20 years, right? Been eating that for 20 years. Man, that's really hard to take. I can't do that. Okay. Sure. That's fine. You can't. Don't come to me tomorrow or a week from now or a year from now and go, Matt, I'm still in pain. I'm still in pain. Why am I still in pain? Well, it's because you decided that you didn't want to take out that piece of candy a year ago when I said that is going to cause you an issue. Don't come to me, right? And I hate to get like heated right now. Well, I don't hate. I actually like to get heated because it's kind of fun, right? But hey, Patricia, how you doing? Come on in. Speaking truth. I try. Listen, that's my job. Just speaking truth, right? That's what I'm here to do. I'm here to help. So if you are constant, it's good to look at your life as a big picture, but it's also really important to look at those individual little microscopic details that you do on a daily basis that are keeping you from how you want to live, where you want to go, who you want to be around, the kind of relationships you want, all that stuff is, how do I talk to people? How do I talk to myself? What kind of food am I putting in my body? Does that food make me feel good? Right? People ask me all the time, like, Matt, what do you eat? And I'm like, interesting. And these are like new clients, right? I always find this thought, this word, and this whole paradigm of, what do you eat? Well, I mean, the way I eat, sometimes I don't even know, because sometimes I don't even know what I eat because I'm so conditioned to knowing what is good for me that I don't even have to think about it. I will tell you, almost every morning I'll have like a little coffee with some butter and some MCT oil in it, because it just lights me up, y'all. Full light up, okay? Full light up. I'm good working. Come on, Patricia, you better be working over there. Draw those things. Draw all those things. You got the gifts. I don't. That's awesome, dude. When you look at all those things that you're doing constantly, and you're picking things out and replacing them with better habits, because all life is really is habits, right? Oh, I don't want to take supplementation. Guys, if you're not supplementing, if you're not drinking water, all these things, I mean, they're like, this is what I find so frustrating. Listen, I say this to clients all the time. I say this to friends, family, all the time. It's actually so easy to be healthy. You just like to complain about it. You like to complain about not being healthy, because it's easier to complain than it is to say, I'm good. Because when someone said, it's like how you doing today? Oh, I'm good. Oh, okay. Like, it kills me. But when somebody goes, how you doing today? Oh, I'm not good. And then what happens? Why? What's going on? What then goes on? Drama, complaining, misery. Because what do people want? People who are in misery want you to be miserable. Misery loves company. So you really need to, this is where I just say it's like a full dissect, right? And I'll keep doing things like this because I think that they're super helpful. I wish I had this. I mean, I did have this a little bit growing up, but I wish I had someone to really just completely lay it on me all the time, right? Because it's true. When someone's not laying it on you and keeping you accountable for it and lighting you up and keeping you on fire, I think that's what the world is missing right now, is too many people are pushing people down because they're like, well, I can do it better. You might be able to, but why can't you support me in what I'm doing? That doesn't make any sense. Why is everything so, oh, you can't do that? You know what that does for me? And I hate to say it because I'm not like this. Well, I am like this, actually. I'm dead. When someone tells me I can't do something, I almost always do it. And it's not out of spite. It's like, I'll prove to you that I can do it. I'm going to do it really good too, right? I heard the other day I was listening to a video and someone was like, and it was like kind of challenging. I liked it. Someone said, like the person that was hosting the show said, you can't make a video. You can't do it. And you know what I love about that? I'm like, that fires me up. I'm like, yo. Like, for example, Patricia, you can't do your own business. You won't do that. I guarantee you Patricia's going to knock out like 6 paintings today. Come on. Tell me I'm wrong, Patricia. Tell me I'm wrong. Come on. So it all comes down to, how much are you letting your mind control you? How much are you letting your external world control you? Ooh, this is my favorite. I had this thought today. Sorry, I feel like I'm going all over the place, but you know what? Thoughts come to me and I go for it, right? Matt, when it's raining out, I get really depressed. But when it's sunny out, I feel great. All right. You want the real tea, the real talk over here, the spotlight? Okay. The real tea is, I don't give a damn if it's raining, snowing, hurricane. I don't care. Listen, this is no like dig to people that were just in Florida, because God bless all of you. You'll get through it. You got all the people in the world praying for you. You'll get through it. I'm talking about people who are like, it's raining outside. I'm depressed. Why does the weather impact your mentality? It's because you let somebody dictate that to you. You let somebody tell you, oh, when it's raining, you should feel depressed because you can't go outside. Who said so? You could go jump in a damn puddle outside and have the time of your life. That's what, as a kid, I used to go outside and put my little rain boots on and jump in the puddles. It was a blast, right? We've just gotten so conditioned to, like, as you get to be an adult, you can't have any fun. You can't create anything. You don't know how to create anything. You don't. Bull. I'm good at creating things. I'm real good at I'm like an extrovert. I'm an extroverted introvert. I don't even like labels, but I like that label because that's like, and I think it's funny because people are constantly like, you're so extroverted. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm actually kind of not. It's like, okay, but this is why I don't like labels, because why can't I be both? Why can't I be all the things? You know what that does? Is putting you in a box. Again, people who are doing that on a microscopic level are diminishing, putting you in a box to tell you who you are. And this is why I say you got to do the inner work, because when you do the inner work, no one can tell you who you are. Only you can tell you who you are. Only you can tell you, and you only make your decisions, right? You respond to things that you know are good for you. But the second you let someone tell you who you are, it's over, because you've lost your power. You've given it up. I had someone maybe like 6 months ago, try and tell me I was judgmental. I was mean. I'm too harsh. And I was like, for a couple, maybe like a day, I was like, ooh. And like, I was like questioning myself. I was like, damn, maybe I am. And then I thought to myself, it took me like 2 days, and I was like, no, I'm not. I'm not judgmental. If anything, I'm the most open person, and the most I'm such a good listener that if somebody said to me, hey, I didn't like that you did that, I'd be like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to like offend you or anything. However, I do think a lot of people get offended too quickly. Just saying, just putting that out there. But you need to realize that comes from a deeper insecurity in somebody else. To me, somebody who's constantly telling other people that you're judgmental, you're critical, you're this, you're that, they're projecting. It's because they themselves are afraid of criticism. So they criticize, right? They do, again, most of you know what projection is, right? When they look at something with a discerning eye, which is what how I look at life. I look at life with a discerning eye. I ask questions. I go, oh, that could be better. How can that be better? By doing X, Y, and Z. I'm all about a good product, but if something is not good, I want it to be good for you. Like that's how I want your product to be good, right? So when you come at me with your own projection and fear of criticism, that's not me, that's you, right? So this is why I say you have to consider the sources of your information. Somebody who is not trying to make you feel better and not lifting you. And I'm not saying always, because sometimes people need a good swift kick in the ass. Let's be real, right? So there's a lot of entitlement out here nowadays, kids, right? A lot of people who think that they deserve all the things in the world, but they don't do any work to get there. They don't put themselves out there. They don't do the hard stuff. They just go, I deserve 20 an hour at the age of 22. When I was 22, I was working 3 jobs and making like $9 at each of them. So no, you don't. You need to, I shouldn't say you need to, challenge yourself to look at all these places, like I've been saying all along, right? Challenge yourself. I don't mean to talk in circles if you feel like I am. If I am, tell me, and then I'll work on that. challenge yourself to look at all these little intricate details of your life, of how you can be better, right? Maybe you've never meal prepped in your life and you're like a little afraid of cooking. Maybe you just start by making one meal for like a month, right? Or a week, right? It isn't hard. What it is it's scary because why? It's unknown. You're scared because of the unknown, and that's okay. That's okay. But fear of the unknown means growth. And when you push yourself into the unknown, you will grow in some capacity. Maybe, and it's not always the capacity that you want or that you think you want, but it's always going to push you in some degree. Patience, discernment. It could make you more. It could make you mentally stronger, mentally tough. I read this. I listened to this guy. His name is Ed Milet. I've been listening to him for probably 10 years now. He says he has a book called One More, I think it's called, or The Power of One More. And it's a great read. If you haven't read it, go read it. It talks about, it's like when you're working out, right? And you're powering through and you're on like set 3 and you're on rep 10 and you're dying. Your muscles are so sore and you're like, I can't do it. I can't do anymore. He says, just get one more in. Get one more in. Why? Because it'll train your brain that you can do anything. It'll train your brain to be tough. That's what we're missing right now. Everywhere. Toughness. So, like Ed Milet would say, do one more. Do one more minute. Do one more hour. Cook one more meal for yourself. Wake up one more hour earlier. All these things that he says that I'm like, wow, that's really good. That's really good. You know, because when you add that one more up, think about it. I'm over here, like open up one more business. Open up, do it. What are you afraid of? Failing again. What are you afraid of? Failing, succeeding, not being loved, judgment, whatever it may be. Go do it and watch your life change. I hope you all have a great Thursday night. Like I said, www.onyourhealth.life. If you have any questions, if you need help with anything, myofascial training, movement, nutrition, anything, you hit that contact button. I will be in contact with you within 24 hours, no doubt. And I just pray that you guys can have a great weekend if I don't talk to you before then. And just keep the faith, keep moving on, and get your mindset right. Get this right. You are mentally tough. You just need to be told that you're mentally tough so that you can continue to move forward. All right, you guys, have a great one. Thanks so much for listening. Bye-bye.